Welcome friends, welcome back to Retherford Roamings in Alaska. Today we're just kind of going to do a question and answer. We ask for questions on our YouTube and Instagram, and we got a couple questions, and we've taken some questions from people in the last 6 months or so that since we've done a last update, and so we're just gonna kind of run through those questions. And
the first question's from another YouTuber. They're called The Way North.
The Way North, and well, I'll link it in the description box.
So, yeah, these guys, didn't they just move up here recently?
Mm-hmm.
And
they're starting out pretty close to how we did.
Yeah.
They're about where we were 3 years ago, living in their unfinished dry cabin. So,
why did you choose Alaska? What made it home?
Why did you choose Alaska?
Me? I didn't choose Alaska. Alaska chose me. I was in the Air Force, and they stationed me up here for 4 years down in Elmendorf, and I just felt led here that way, and I stayed. I got out of the Air Force and joined the Air National Guard, and I stayed here, and I've been here since 1996. And what made it home? Just the absolute beauty here. I think I was just kind of getting into our second question, but is there anything you miss about where you come from? Well, I come from California. Not proud to say that, but that's where I'm from. And that being said, thinking about what makes us home, and I was just down in California for school, and I visited my dad. If you saw last week's video, and it was like 70 and 80 degrees in October, and I was like, man, this is kind of cool down here. And then Angie's texting me, he's like, 12 degrees this morning. I'm like, man, do I want to go back there? But you know what? As soon as I get back here, it's like 20 degrees at the airport. I love this place. I love the cold. I love the snow. I love the warm. I love the mountains. I love the beauty. There's just something about Alaska that all that just doesn't matter. I just love being here. I don't know what it is. It's magical.
Magical.
All right, your turn. I'll let you
turn.
go.
What was the first question? Why did I choose Alaska and what made it home? I didn't choose either. My dad actually chose Alaska when he was in the Army. They offered him to come to Alaska. I think there was 2 different choices, and he chose Alaska. And so we came up here in 1971. And after his time, they were going to move him somewhere else, and he said, nope, getting out. And he went into the National Guard, so he could stay here. And so been here ever since. Never really lived anywhere else, so
don't really miss where you came from. You kind of came from here. Weren't you like a year old when you got up here?
Yeah.
So you don't really remember.
Probably not even a year old when I got here, so I don't remember where I came from. But looking back at childhood, where I came from, then I miss a lot. We lived, 15 miles from here. I haven't gone far in my life.
It was a dirt road back then.
Yeah, it was actually. From Palmer to over here was a dirt road. And I miss the small town, the backwoods, it wasn't, I don't know, we didn't call it a homestead or simple life. Back then it was pioneering. We went to the woods, and we built a cabin as a family. We built a cabin in the woods, and it was very much pioneering, and I miss that. I miss that part of life.
We're getting back there.
Yeah, we'll go back to that, but I don't think it'll ever be the same because it's a different perspective as a child.
Yeah.
It was a lot more fun than when you're grown up.
It's a lot more work when you're growing up.
My parents did a lot of the work, and we just did a lot of the fun. But, yeah.
All right. Next one. Why did you choose to live in a dry cabin? when there is water on the property. For those that are new here, we probably have to kind of elaborate this a little bit.
Can you open that window? It's
Yeah.
like raging up here. Sorry.
So, we go like this? Dressing room?
Yeah, it
I'm
is
just kidding.
extremely hot up here. We're in the loft.
We're in the newly redesigned loft. I just got the video 2 weeks ago.
The only way to turn down the heat is to open the window.
Where were we anyway? Why do you live in a dry cabin when there is water on the property? That's right. I was going to talk about that. So, for those that have been with us a while, they realize we are not remote. We're right here in the city. We just live in the backyard. There's a house next door, the neighbors. It's actually our house. We own it. And we chose not to live in that house. We chose to build this cabin out back and have electricity only. We have no running water. There's no plumbing out to this house. There's no natural gas. All we have is electricity. So
Why?
Well, the original plan was this cabin was temporary-ish, as in we wanted to travel. We still do, as the dream's not over yet, but we want to travel for months at a time. And in Alaska, it gets cold and freezes up here. Well, if we're gone for months at a time in the winter, everything freezes unless you winterize it. But if we have no water in here at all, there's nothing to freeze, nothing to winterize. We just pack our bags and go whenever.
Yep, you walk away.
Walk away and done.
So, yeah, we just chose to live this way because I think it's easier. I like it. I think living more simple. It's more simple, but it's more work. It's hard to explain for someone who's never lived it.
But it's more. But your day at the end is more rewarding. Yeah,
it's more satisfying. It's more fulfilling. That you have to work for all these things. We have water next door, but we have to, I have to fill my 5-gallon jugs and carry them over, and it's just a whole different thing. But I don't know.
You can't simply turn on the faucet and there's water. And even when you do your dishes, you gotta dump your water because we have no drains.
It just makes you more grateful for what you have, I think. Mm-hmm. If it's always there, you just take it for granted.
This is true.
What's your next question there, dude?
Why do you not have an indoor toilet or shower?
Yes, we've had quite a few people ask why we don't. Because there's
no water in here. How can we have a toilet or a shower?
Well, even in tiny homes where they don't have, they can have a compost toilet. Even in vans, people build out their vans and they have a toilet. They have a composting toilet. You can fit a toilet in anywhere, but
we could. I mean, there's room here. We could put a toilet in here if we wanted to.
But it's been so long since I went to the bathroom inside the house. No, I don't know. It's just
it would feel like having a litter box.
Yeah, we'd have a litter box.
And then shower's pretty obvious. There's just no water in here.
Because it just, you take it for granted when you have it, and it's an adventure. An outhouse is an adventure, all in its own. Why isn't it an adventure? Because you have to get up in the middle of the night and go outside. Even in the winter, you get to see the northern lights.
So speaking of potty adventures, you should link that Outhouse Runs Impernt Cookies video. Mm-hmm. That's a funny one for outhouse problems.
Yeah, but we just chose not to. There's not a lot of space in here for that. There's no place for it,
We don't want it.
We choose not to. It's very easy to go outside to use the bathroom.
Yeah, it is easy. You got to get your coat on, get your boots on.
I mean,
find your flashlight. You gotta.
Yeah, I mean, and you gotta. Yeah, in the winter, you gotta put shoes on, and we could tell the story about this morning, and I had to go really bad. Oh, but that leads us into the next question: what do you do in the winter when it's really cold in your outhouse? What happens with your outhouse?
Well, you want to talk about years past or this year?
Well, either one. Any of it.
Well, we don't want to gross out these people.
we have tools for the outhouse. What are they called? Everyone needs them. We have a top lopper. Why do we have a top lopper? Because it freezes and you got to lop the top, push it over. Or
well, then you got the turd churner.
The turd churner.
But that one only works in the summertime.
Well, we don't have a hole in the ground.
Okay, so the outhouse we built is, we're kind of in the city, so we can't really have a pit outhouse. We can't have a hole in the ground. So I built the outhouse with a tank. I have a 55-gallon tank in there. And hey, girl, what are you doing? So
come here.
So we have to have it pumped out once a year. Hey, come here.
Come here.
Look who come to join us. Hi, Maddie. So we have to have it pumped out once a year. So I called to get it pumped out this year, and we do it always in the fall. Well, they were super busy for some reason, and they couldn't get out to us for like a month and a half. So our appointment was November 2nd. Well, we had a nice cold spell that week, and he'd come out here. He's coming out and say, "Oh, right, where's this thing at?" We go open up the toilet seat. The outhouse is frozen solid. We have a frozen giant turd ice turd, whatever you're gonna call it. But so our house is out of order at the moment. It is full.
It is full.
And
there's no room.
We're kind of hoping for a warm week to thaw it out. Hopefully we can get it pumped out sometime this winter. But if not, we are out of a toilet for the entire winter if we can't get it pumped out.
So what do? We
go to the neighbor's
house. Go next door. Or you go to work.
I go to work.
Or I go to the gym. Or
I gotta find a spot. Early. Get up, go to work early.
And that's only for...
No, but
that's for number 2. Number 1 can be done outside.
But the neighbors that, over there, it is our house. We do own the house. And the neighbors are actually our relatives. So it's her kids and grandkids. So going over there is really easy. You get to say hi.
During the day, it's easy. I try not to go at night.
I don't care. I do it anytime.
I had to go this morning pretty early. I had to get dressed and go over there, and I put my Crocs on. I forgot that it's snowy, so Crocs don't work so well in the snow. Got my feet cold, but anyways, so yeah, our toilet's out of order for a bit, and then the shower part, we don't shower outside in the winter in the outdoor shower.
It would be fun and nice
because
we could do it, but you'd have to set up all the equipment, the instant hot water heater, and drag out the hoses and all this stuff. You have to set it all up, use it, tear it all back down, and you're talking like an hour and a half job just to take a shower.
Yeah, I would love to have an outdoor hot fired tub. That would be great.
That'd be fun. You can do that all winter.
But
we're looking for a tub for that, by the way. If anybody knows of one around the area,
where to get a tub.
And but for myself, I go to work and shower.
Yeah, you got to shower.
We have a nice shower room at work.
And I have a gym membership. Cheaper than any shower.
She bought a gym membership to take a shower.
To take a shower. I did that before. I lived in a tent for 2 years, and to take a shower, that's all we did. We had a gym membership, and that's when the kids were in school and stuff, and my daughter would go to the gym before school, take a shower, and then go to school. And it worked out great, and it's cheaper than going to the laundromat for a shower every day or whatever. And so that's what I do. I go to the gym, I take a shower, I work out, I do whatever. It's pretty cheap. And so that's how we take a shower in the winter. But I really, really, really enjoy the summer showers outdoors. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Something magical.
It is. I've had a couple other people take showers here. I finally talked them into it, and they were like, wow, that was pretty cool. I'm like, isn't it? It's very amazing. So, anyways, that's the bathroom and shower situation around here.
How do we heat?
How do we have heat?
I mean, obviously you guys have all seen the wood stove here, but The wood stove is our only source of
Yes.
heat. There is no other heat here. There's the wood stove and there's cuddling. So there's two sources of heat.
So in the summer, we pretty much don't use the wood stove.
No, in the spring and the fall, we'll like make a fire first thing in the morning and then let it go out during the day just to break the chill.
Otherwise, it will roast us out.
Yeah, the stove is actually way too big for this cabin.
Yeah.
It's made for a big house, but I bought it years and years ago for the house, and we brought it out here. But it's a good stove. It does a good job, and I like the fact that it has a cooktop on it. Occasionally, I'll cook on it. Where do you get wood, and how much does it cost? Well, where do we get wood? We kind of get wood from everywhere. Right now, we're actually we got a truckload last weekend. We're going to get another truckload this weekend coming up. But we have never, since being here, have had to cut a tree down just for firewood. There's been trees we've cut down in the yard just because they're getting old and rotten. But we've never actually cut down a tree anywhere for firewood. So the way we get all our wood is we know people. We've been around long enough. We know people, contractors and whatnot, and we know when they're clearing lots for subdivisions and which lots are game for the wood. Typically what the contractors will do is they'll just stack up all the wood on the side of the road and, all right, have at it. And whoever wants wood just goes over there and gets it. But it's in logs. I mean, you literally got to cut it all up into rounds, bring it home, load it in the truck, bring it home, split it all up. So the price of our wood is free as far as money goes. It just costs a little bit of gas.
A lot of sweat though.
But that's what they tell you about your wood. When you heat with wood, it warms you twice.
Yes, it does.
It warms you when you're processing it, and it warms you again in the wood stove.
So the way we typically do it is when we go out there, he cuts the wood
with a chainsaw.
With a chainsaw into logs and
into rounds.
They're
already logs.
And then I'll throw them up towards the truck, and then I'll load them up into the truck and stack them up in there. And usually by the time you're done cutting,
you're done stacking.
It's done loaded, and then off we go.
Either that means you're a fast stacker or I'm a slow cutter.
Both. We work it as a team. So, and it's fun. It's fun to work together. I enjoy doing hard work together.
Yeah. And I think we need to address, if you've seen our videos and whatnot, our wood shed is full. Full and actually overflowing. And so why
are we still getting wood?
Yeah. Nobody's really asked this yet because we really haven't put out that we're still getting wood.
It's available for one.
Yeah, well, one, it's available, and we like to get wood all year long because you don't know if you're gonna have dry spells. So we always like to stockpile and keep rotating wood. The other reason right now is most of what's in the shed now is beetle kill spruce, and it came from a relative's property that they had to get it all out of there, and it was free, of course. The problem with the spruce, the beetle kill spruce especially, is it is so dry. That stuff burns like paper. It's really good for getting your fire going, getting it started, and it burns nice and hot, but it burns up like paper. It's like it's gone in a couple hours. So when it started getting cold this winter, we were having a hard time keeping this place warm by morning, because if you shut the stove down just enough to keep it going all night, a couple hours later it's gone and getting cold. But if you shut it down too much, then you kill all the oxygen and then it just goes out. So either way, it's cold by morning.
Yeah, and it doesn't, you can't get an even temperature out of it. It gets super hot, and then you're dying, so you just let it go out, and then it's out, and you can start all over.
So the wood we have now,
so the birch
is birch. Birch is classified hardwood up in Alaska. This is our hardwood. It's
basically there's
not like oak, but
the abundance of wood is either spruce or birch, and that's, if you have a mixture of those, There's other woods, but those are the basic.
Yeah, but the birch, we can throw birch in the fireplace, load it up at night on a cold night, shut it down, and by morning there's still nice big birch coals in there, and it's warm in here. So we just need a good mix. Yep. We just don't have a good mix right now. We have been very blessed with wood. I won't complain about that. And the wood shed, I would say, was 95% filled with, the neighbors filled it up for us this year. I just, since the accident, I just haven't had the strength or ability to chainsaw that much and chop wood that much, because I chop everything by hand.
But anyways, so that leads to our next question.
How long can we be away in the winter? Well, we kind of touched on that with the no water thing.
Yeah. Well, with the heat thing, we can be away as long as we want. Last year we went for, what, 3 days?
Yeah, we went to Soldado
and
for 3 days. It was zero.
It was very cold.
It was like 0 or negative 10. It was cold.
When we were down there, it was like negative 27 or something. Remember?
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was cold. So we got back, and like one of the first things I noticed was I forgot to take my plants next door. So all of them were very sad.
They weren't sad. They were dead.
They were dead. And it was so cold in here that the oil in the oil lamps froze. It was like sludge.
I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, I didn't know it was possible.
We did leave our 5-gallon jug hanging that we hang up our water with. It was frozen.
It was frozen solid. I mean, like solid. So we can leave, and nothing.
I think if we would have planned to leave for a longer period of time, we probably would have made sure all the water was gone.
Yeah.
And next time, remember to take the plants to the neighbor's house.
But we can stock the stove and probably leave for a good 12 hours before it got too cold in here.
Oh, more than that.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Depending on the temperature outside, too.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's like 30 degrees.
It's like heat wave right
now. Last
now.
week it was,
12.
Yeah, at one point it was like 6 degrees or something. So it gets a little chilly then. But anyway, so on a typical day, we're gone. We can be gone 6 to 8 hours, and the stove still be going fine.
Now that we have the birch in there.
Yeah, and we do. We shut it down, and we leave the fire going in the house. Some people never leave their fire going in their house, but we have to leave our fire going when we leave.
Well, we have a dog that lives here, and she likes
to
be warm.
Do we have smoke detectors?
Your sniffer.
No, we don't have a smoke detector because it would go off constantly. Anyways.
Yeah, occasionally we smoke out the place.
Boy.
It's kind of funny. That brings me to a little, another thought I just had. It's not a question or anything, but when I go on my school trips for training, I don't smell it here because I'm so used to it. When I go on training, I unpack my luggage, I put it in the drawers and whatnot, and the next day I get up, I go to get something to wear, and everything smells like campfire. I don't realize that everything in the house smells like campfire.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that smell, but
yeah,
I smell like a walking campfire all the time.
Yeah. I've had other people say it smells good, and go to work and they'd be like, "Oh, you smell like a campfire." I'm like, "Oh, it smells like home." It's like, I like that. So, next question is about cooking.
Cooking.
Do we cook on the wood stove and baking?
So I used to cook a lot on the wood stove. I've done it less lately. I kind of get into it every winter. Yeah. It's more of a cycle. In the summer, there's no cooking on the wood stove.
Now that we have the birch wood, it'd probably be easier to cook because it's an even temperature. Because the spruce just got too stinking hot. I can burn things in a second. But
so I do like cooking on the wood stove. It takes longer. It tastes better. I don't know why.
It just does.
It just does.
There's some things that are just like slow cook all day, chilies and stuff. It's just awesome.
Yeah, we have a Dutch oven that we cook on the stove. One thing I would like to try, I haven't tried it yet, is baking a loaf of bread or rolls or something in the Dutch oven on the wood stove. I haven't tried it yet. I watched videos, I know it's possible. I know it's been done. I just haven't done it yet.
We'll do it.
So,
If you haven't seen our previous videos, we have an RV stove down there that's how we cook, and that's how we bake.
and it is propane powered, and we don't have propane plumbed to the cabin. There's actually I built a box, and there's a 5-gallon propane bottle underneath the stove, so it hooks right to the stove.
And
And this, you're probably talking about this because you're probably talking about the oven.
the oven, yeah.
The burner top works great, 100%.
Yeah. The baking it's okay. You guys have seen, you've seen my bread, and you've seen my cinnamon rolls and my rolls and stuff, and it works okay. I just have to seriously monitor. You can't go by anything that the directions say.
Well, you can't read the little tiny numbers for the temperature.
Yeah, and the thing inside isn't accurate. I have a oven thermometer in there. That's not accurate. And so I thought I was doing good until last week. I actually baked a loaf of bread in the neighbor's oven, and oh my, that was good. I did it perfect. I'm like, man, our oven sucks. But
and you thought it was you this whole time.
I thought it was me. I just couldn't get it right. No, it was the oven. Because I put it in, and I think it's 375. The next thing I know, it's at 475, and it's burning, and yeah. But so it's a challenge. Anyway, moving on.
Right.
Next question.
Anything you wish you had done different in the cabin build, or if we built another cabin, what we might do differently?
Smaller.
Definitely smaller. This place is way too big. When we first built this, we thought it was small, but it's way too big.
Yeah. I think this one's fine. I have ideas for other designs, and I don't know.
But I think the size of this works where we're at.
Yeah.
Because I still work a full-time job. I still have all my job stuff here. We're still in a city, so we got city stuff going on. But I think once we become remote and build an actual remote cabin, you just won't have all those necessities that you need around you, you know.
I mean, yeah, because you have your full-time job, and I have 2 semi-jobs that take stuff. I need stuff for editing videos.
Yeah.
And all that, and then
your artwork.
And I have my artwork in a store, so I have all my art supplies and stuff like that going on around here, and there's a lot of stuff in here that we don't absolutely need, but we have it.
We have it
for now.
Until the next time you clean.
Yeah, I get rid of things all the time. It's freeing to have less stuff.
Anything you miss about a bigger house?
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. The only thing that I kind of miss, which it's possible, and I've been looking into it, but we can either have a small couch or a kitchen table, and we've had both at different times, not both at the same time. We had a table, we had 2 different tables, and then we had a couch, and we've stuck with the couch because we like to be able to sit down together
and relax
and watch TV or watch a movie or read side by side or whatever we do.
And
it's more comfortable to sit on the couch. And then we've also had visitors at times that have slept on the couch. It's hard to sleep on a table.
You know, and then the couch can double as a kitchen table. You know, we just pull out a card table and
we have portable table and stools, but I just miss from growing up. We always sat around the table as a family and ate dinner, and I kind of miss that sitting together eating. I mean, we sit side by side and eat.
Yeah, the whole family's here. We got the little card table. We're here, the whole family.
It's just different. It's like we don't have family over to eat, or we don't have, we don't have the table. The table is an integral part of family.
I would say, I would kind of add to this because we do a couple Bible studies a week with Ruth groups.
You said do.
We do that?
You said we do. No.
We do.
We do. We do. Anyway.
Get your mind out of that house.
We do.
We also
Do.
All right. We attend a couple Bible studies a week at other people's houses, and we kind of like we feel like we miss the opportunity to be able to host anything like that here just because of the size of this place is so small. You know, and our groups are anywhere from 8 to 12 people that we go to, and
they provide food, and they have nice kitchens and tables and all these things that people have.
I think that's the only thing that I really miss about a bigger house is to be able to invite people over in groups. I mean, people have come over here, onesies, twosies, but never in a group. Onesies, twosies.
You said the other day you wanted a onesie.
So
with a flap.
So okay. I'm actually looking for that.
A onesie.
If anybody knows where these are at.
A man onesie.
The old.
The red one.
Yeah, the old.
With the flap in the back.
The old like underwear, whatever you call those things that the guys used to use, at the flap in the back.
A onesie.
And I don't know what the official name of them are, but
PJs.
I think it'd be kind of cool to have a set of those here in the cabin. It would fit right in. It'd be awesome.
Okay, that's all. We don't miss anything else about a house. We don't miss all the trouble of trying to clean it and
fix everything.
And yeah. All right.
So I don't know where this one come from.
What
time zone are you in?
Oh yeah, people don't know what time zone is Alaska in.
We're in Alaska time.
Yeah.
So Alaska is actually its own time zone. So it's kind of cool.
And that's
We're so awesome. We get our own time.
Yeah, we get our own time zone, and it's confusing when you have to think about anybody who's in the lower 48 or anywhere around the world. I'm like, you have to think, or businesses. When you try to call somebody that's in a different state, what time is it there?
Especially on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's like, it's afternoon. Everything's closed. They're done for their day.
Yeah, they're having lunch by the time we get started.
So, and then our daylight savings time, and how it affects us, because it may affect us more than it affects a lot of other places. No?
I wouldn't say the daylight savings as much, because it just kind of moves the darkness around.
It does this year, I noticed, only because, I noticed it a lot when I was driving bus, because you're at a certain place at a certain time when it gets light, and it gets light, or it gets dark, I guess you should say. It would get dark fast. It would be like 5 minutes a day, and it would just go so fast. And I noticed that this year because I'm letting the chickens out at daylight, and it was coming later and later and later, and then we did the daylight savings time, and now they're out there quacking at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, whoa, it's light out. But that'll only last for about a week and a half, and it'll be back to where it was. And it's getting dark
and losing rapidly.
Yeah,
so,
at 4:30 or so. So like today, our sunrise was at 9 o'clock, and sunset was at 4:17. So we only had 7 hours and 9 minutes of daylight.
Yeah, and we're probably losing more than 5 minutes a day of daylight. 5 minutes a day of daylight at this moment.
And then
until we reach December 21st is winter solstice. That is the shortest day of the year, which is just over 4 hours for us in where we are. If you're farther north, like in Fairbanks or whatnot, the farther north you go, the shorter your days get.
Yes.
The shorter hours they are.
And and like way up north, they
once you get past,
when is it they lose the sun? They lose the sun for like 2 months.
Well, once you pass the Arctic Circle, that's when at winter solstice it's 100% dark. The sun doesn't rise. And the farther north above the Arctic Circle you have days and weeks without the sun.
Yeah. So. And so our goal is like December 21st. If we can get there mentally, if you can get there, then that day changes everything. It's like, we're gaining daylight.
That's why I like Christmas. Christmas is gaining daylight.
It's like, yep. It's more than just Christmas.
Well, and I say we're losing 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes a day now. But as you start getting to the solstice, it trickles down to like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and it'll trickle down to where you're not losing very much to the shortest day.
You're just in constant darkness for a while.
So, but all this darkness flips the other way. So June 21st is summer solstice. So summer solstice is daylight all day. I don't know the exact sunrise and sunset, but I will say that I don't remember what it's called, but at night in the summer, the sun kind of like drifts behind the mountain and then comes back up this way. So even at 2 in the morning,
It's still
it's
light.
like dusk all night. It's not just,
It doesn't
it's not
get
black dark.
It doesn't get dark. We don't see the stars in the summer.
No, we don't see the fireworks at 4th of July either.
No, we don't see the fireworks at 4th of July. It's not dark enough. It's just no fun.
So yeah, we talk about a lot of darkness here, but it's the opposite effect in the summertime, and,
Yes.
and it's beautiful, and it's gorgeous, and it's magical.
And it's kind of messes with your mind. But anyway, so that's our pretty much our questions that we got, and those are our answers. And anything else?
So there was one more question that everybody's kind of wondering, but nobody's asked yet. For those that have kept up the last couple weeks, what do I think about your total rearrangement of the upstairs?
You better like it because it was a lot of work, and it's not going back anytime soon.
So, since he's sitting here, yes, I like it. So no, I was doubting it at first, and like I alluded in the previous video, I kind of had an idea she was doing this because she's asked me about it before, and I shot it down. I'm like, I don't think it'll work. I don't think it's a good idea. It didn't feel right. But of course, she's very notorious for doing stuff without asking.
Well,
when I'm gone.
If you tell me not to, it's probably going to happen.
So, but that being said, when I got back, I wasn't like, ooh, surprised, because I saw the video. I was watching the video and watching the video. So I knew it was here, but now that I've experienced it for a week, I actually enjoy it. It's actually really nice. I actually enjoy it more than I thought I would, honestly. And I'm not just saying that because she's sitting here. I truly, honestly think that.
It's nice to be able to stand up when you get up out of bed.
Actually, that part doesn't bother me. It didn't bother me over here. I think this side is better. I like this side better than when it was over there.
It's cozier. It's warmer right here. To sit over here in the morning and do my work or whatever, it's so much warmer than to be over there with my feet on the part of the house that has no heat underneath of it. My feet would always be freezing. I'd have blankets under my feet to keep my feet warm.
Yeah, there's 4 foot on that side that hangs over the deck. There's insulation in the floor, so it's insulated, but it's still cold. And you kind of get used to this side over here. Anywhere else on this floor, it feels like you have in-floor heat.
Yeah, this side.
Because the wood stove is underneath, and it's heating everything, radiating up. And, I mean, right now, be like, man, I got in-floor heat here or what?
Yeah, and we just have insulation in the walls here. We don't have like plastic on the walls or anything, and you can actually feel the heat coming up through the wall when you're in bed. I'm like, I'm dying. The heat. It was too hot over here.
So the other nice thing about having the bed over there is it's on the 4 foot chill section, so it's actually chilling you at night a little bit.
Chill. And Maddie likes it.
She's all spread out over there.
That's all our questions for today. This is our video for the week.
So, but yeah, don't hesitate to ask any more questions about anything up here. We will just compile them and then
we should talk about our Christmas cards because they're on order. They're almost here.
Oh my gosh.
Christmas
cards.
How
do we forget this?
Because you don't like Christmas.
This is true. I like winter solstice.
He almost likes Christmas.
I like winter solstice.
He has to put up with Christmas decorations and trees and presents and stuff. But,
okay. What I do like, though, is getting cards from our viewers. That's what I like.
I like that, too.
So, all right. We've done our Christmas card thing again. So, our address is
always in the description box.
So, send us a card. Send us a Christmas card. and in return, we will send you a card back.
Yes, we will send you a card back. You can send anything you want, anytime you want. Postcards from where you live, specialty items from where you live, pictures of your dog. We don't care. It's just fun. Fun to get to know our viewers. And yeah, it's really cool to get cards from everybody, and we put them up on the wall. And
my favorite
really
thing
cool.
is when they send us letters and just handwritten letters.
Yeah, we got some handwritten letters last year.
Those are probably my favorite.
We got a couple little gifts. We got some cash so we could go out to dinner or something. I mean, it was super cool. Super cool to know that there's actually people out there that watch us and care, and we're not just here wasting our time. No, it's fun.
Being with you is never a waste of time.
Someday we're going to go on an adventure, and we're probably going to meet some of these people.
Yes, that's
coming.
That's upcoming.
That's coming.
Future plans.
So, but we have to have viewers in all across the U.S. to help us along the way on our adventure.
Yeah, we'll give you more of that later.
All right, we should sign off.
Sign off now.
Yep.
All right.
That's it for today.
That's it for today. All right.
It's
And yeah, definitely leave more questions in the comments anytime. Just like I said, as we get questions coming in, we compile them. If we get enough questions come in,
we'll do an update.
over time, we'll do another
like every
Q&A.
6 months or so. We do a what's happening with us. So, all right.
What's happening with us? We're doing great.
That's it for
We
today.
live in a magical place, Alaska.
And yep, God bless, and we will see you next Sunday. Right?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We love you all.